Bulls star guard Derrick Rose is now taking full contact during practice. I'm Kerry Chow, joined by ESPN Chicago's Nick Friedel. Nick, how is Rose looking during full contact practice?
Kerry, his teammates say he looks great, and they say that he's really progressing to a point where they feel like he's going to be back out on the floor soon. He's doing all the things that a guy would need after recovering from a knee injury like this. He's taking all the contact. He's jumping up and down, throwing down dunks here and there. So his teammates like what they've seen. Tom Thibodeau likes what he's seen, and they're still trying to be cautious. But they all believe, both publicly and privately at this point, that Derrick Rose is going to be back here in a matter of weeks.
Great to hear that he's dunking. He's got such a herky-jerky style of play. How are the Bulls going to manage his minutes when he comes back?
Well, they haven't set an exact plan in place, but John Paxson mentioned on Waddle and Sylvie here on ESPN Chicago that as soon as Derrick comes back, they're not going to run him out there 40 minutes a game. And that's one thing that Tom Thibodeau has done over the course of his tenure in Chicago, is that he plays guys like Derrick Rose and Luol Deng 40, 42 minutes most nights because he feels more comfortable with them on the floor. Now, obviously, Derrick is coming back from a knee injury, so they're going to ease him in. So my guess would be once Derrick is ready to come back and play, he would start by playing maybe 15, 20 minutes a night, and then they'll see where he's at and moving forward. But they're comfortable with putting him back out on the floor, and they'll see how he's feeling during games. But I would think in those first few weeks we're looking at maybe 15 or 20 minutes a game.
The Bulls, surprisingly to many, are atop the Central Division. How will Rose's return, how will he blend in with his teammates on the court?
Well, Jerry Reinsdorf, the Bulls owner, has talked about this in some recent interviews, and he said that there's going to be a transition period. And the Bulls have played great, but they've played great without Derrick on the floor. So now they've got to reintegrate him back into the system. But I asked Carlos Boozer about that today, and he said that they've been around Derrick so much in practice over the last few months, he doesn't think there's going to be much of a step in that regard at all. He thinks that Derrick's going to come back, do the things that he's always done. Clearly, they're going to have to take some time to get him back into a rhythm, but he doesn't think it's going to be that bad. So they're hopeful that once he plays in practice these next few weeks and does all the same things, and then once he gets into game action, that transition is not going to be steep, and they can get him right back into playing his regular game around everybody else.
Chicago currently third in the Eastern Conference. That's ESPN Chicago's Nick Friedel. For the latest on this story and more, keep it right here on ESPN.com. I'm Kerry Chow with your latest ESPN headlines.